Modern work rewards speed. Reply immediately. Make decisions quickly. Solve problems instantly. We are conditioned to stay constantly available, running on a treadmill that never actually powers down. Over time, living in that environment creates a hidden reflex. We start treating every passing feeling of urgency as if it were a literal 5-alarm emergency. But urgency and importance are not the same thing. On one side, we have urgency. Urgency is an emotion, a biological pressure pushing you to do something right now to relieve stress. On the other side is importance. Importance is a judgment. It requires deliberate thought, evaluating what actually matters for your long-term progress. When internal urgency spikes, the pressure increases. Your thinking physically narrows. You develop tunnel vision, and suddenly, highly relevant contextual information gets completely ignored. The goal of productivity is not to become a robot and completely remove the feeling of urgency. The goal is to prevent that feeling from making your decisions for you. Imagine a project manager opening their inbox to find unexpected, harsh criticism from a critical client. The immediate biological impulse is to fire back. You want to defend the team, protect your pride, and correct the client's misunderstanding right this second. Instead of typing, you apply a different sequence. Calm first, clarity second, action third. Inserting a deliberate pause acts as a cognitive circuit breaker. It stops the emotional hijacking cold, giving your logic a chance to catch up before you hit send. This structural diagram outlines the CLEAR method. It's a 5-step analytical framework used during that pause to dismantle panic. First is C, clarify the real objective. The goal shifts from defending pride to solving the client's problem and keeping the account. Next is L, list the facts. You filter out the emotional interpretation of the email and isolate the hard project data. Then, E, examine your assumptions. Are you reacting to feeling attacked or responding to the reality of the project's status? A asks you to assess what truly requires immediate action. Does this need a panicked 30-second reply or a protected block of focus tomorrow morning to review the data? Finally, R, respond deliberately. After waiting, reviewing data, and speaking with the team, the manager sends a response containing both a clear explanation and an improvement plan. The conversation becomes productive. If they had followed their initial impulse, they would have sparked a defensive argument. Instead, they built trust. The core mechanism here is simple. As structural clarity increases, emotional pressure naturally decreases. This methodology scales far beyond individual emails. It applies directly to how professionals approach broad domains, like learning new skills. When 5 new software tools release in a single week, urgency says you need to skim all of them immediately so you don't fall behind. Calmness says you choose one, integrate it deeply into your workflow, measure the result, and ignore the rest until later. Looking at this system loop, we see how calmness scales to leadership. Rather than telling employees to work faster to clear a backlog of urgent complaints, a strong leader steps back to study the systems generating those complaints in the first place. When urgency repeats, the operational question shifts. You ask, why did this keep happening, and what specific system will prevent it next time? The process improves, and the number of daily emergencies plummets. The next time you feel overwhelmed, try a 5-minute clarity reset. Stop entirely. Ask yourself what facts you know, what truly requires immediate attention, and what can wait. Calmness is not the absence of action. It is the strict discipline of protecting your clear thinking under intense pressure. In professional life, your ultimate competitive advantage isn't being the fastest to react. It is making the exact right decision, precisely when everyone else feels rushed.